What's up guys, welcome back to another boss farming build guide video featuring Flak, the Beastmaster. My name is Noms and today we're going to be going over Flak's skills and the build I use for farming bosses. Keep in mind your damage output may vary and this is just a general guide on how I build them. If you enjoy the guide, be sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more guides and tutorials on all things gaming. And without further ado, let's get started. Alright, we're starting out this guide in the Hunter Tree. Our first point is Interplanetary Stalker, which I don't normally use, I just put points in it because I'm not a big fan of kill skills. They don't normally help when fighting bosses, you just need the extra points to get further in the tree. Our next points are in Leave No Trace, which just makes it to where every time Flak hits a crit, he has the chance to put more bullets back into his clip. This skill helps a lot when farming bosses as it makes it to where you don't have to reload nearly as much. Head Count makes it to where every time you hit a crit, it gives you the chance of reducing your action skill cooldown. You won't necessarily use this once you hit level 50, but in the early levels as you're farming up bosses, it helps a lot. This is where your points can vary. You can either go Hunter's Eye for the extra percentage based damage on whatever boss you're fighting, or you can go Ambush Predator if you're fighting bosses that aren't instanced, or bosses you don't have to fall into a tunnel and draw aggro from. Two Fang gives you the chance to fire an extra projectile out of your gun as you're shooting, so with any full auto magazine it'll fire 2 bullets instead of 1 without using the extra ammo. Big Game makes it to where your hunter skills last a little bit longer and are a little bit more effective, but we'll get more into that here in a minute. Galactic Shadow makes it to where you do significantly more critical hit damage. Grim Harvest makes it to where you do increased gun damage and action skill damage, which comes in handy later when I explain the action skills. And Megavore is the last point in this tree. It gives you a 20% chance to crit on any part of the monster's body without having to hit crit spots. Alright, next we're going to be moving into the Stalker Tree. Starting off with self-repairing system. I originally had just put points in this as fillers, but the max health and health regeneration actually help a lot. Fierce Attack gives you a bonus to both handling and gun damage, and it stacks on hits up to 10 times. Overclock increases your fire rate, and it gives you even more after you reload a clip. Turn, Tail, and Run actually has 2 bonuses. The first is while you're moving you get both damage reduction and health regeneration. And the second is while you're standing still you get increased fire rate and bonus gun damage. The Fast and the Furious gives you both gun damage and movement speed while above half health. And Hidden Machine, which really only helps you if you're dropping into those non-instance fights and the monster can't see you before you see them. Next we're going to talk about the Stalker Tree's action skill and your pet, the Jabbar. Your action skill is Fade Away, and it gives you 200% extra crit damage and 25% movement speed for the first 3 shots out of your clip when you activate it. And it also makes you invisible. And I picked the Jabbar because of its augments and the 5% extra movement speed boost you get while it's equipped. The Jabbar's first augment is Not My Circus. It taunts everything after Fade Away ends, which is your action skill. This is really helpful in those non-instance boss fights where the bosses are small and can aggro to your pet. Unblinking Eye is the second augment I chose. It allows you to stack damage up to 3 shots, up to 75% extra damage per hit. After those 3 shots it resets. And I also picked the Gunslinger Jabbar augment for the 5% extra move speed and the 5% extra critical hit damage. Moving on to the gear. If you're wanting to put out max damage, you're going to want to find a Leuta. If you can find one that has a fire augment on it that does extra sniper damage, that'll probably be the best one you can find. Keep in mind Grave Ward drops almost every legendary, so it may take a while to actually farm this weapon. My other go-to is the Conference Call. It allows you to shoot 1 bullet and hit multiple targets or hit the same boss multiple times for multiple crits. It's also a fully automatic shotgun. If you've just finished the game and you're looking to power level, I would recommend killing Grave Ward. I have another guide on how to farm him with the weapons if you would be interested in seeing that. But keep in mind, farming at first will be a little slow until you actually acquire the weapons you need. I would also not recommend jumping into Mayhem 3 as soon as you start farming, as you won't have the damage to kill the monster fast enough for you to get the experience acquired to level. Start off on normal, then once you get weapons, work your way up through Mayhem 1, 2, and then 3. But in all honesty, I haven't seen a big difference between Mayhem 2 and Mayhem 3 yet, besides the monster on Mayhem 3 being a lot harder to kill with a lot more HP. But if you're looking for just raw experience, I would stick with up to Mayhem 2. Well, that's it for me guys. If you guys have any questions, be sure to comment down below, or if you have any recommendations for any other videos you want to see. And I will see you guys next time. And until then, happy vault hunting. Gotta do the really awkward part though. Hold on, you gotta go.
Using grapple.